BBC London 94.9 Breakfast Show with Gaby Roslin and Paul Ross.
Call 0207 224 2000. 7:37. Now, the World Cup final is a week away, but when it ends, the enthusiasm for the football will continue, not least for a charity hoping to send thousands of footballs to remote African villages, and I'm sure they would like the 14 grand that was spent on that bejewelled vuvuzela. The Great Football Giveaway was set up by Paul and Sarah Clarke, and Paul joins us now. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Gabby.
Great to talk to you. I'm very lucky that I've seen the documentary about this, and it's the most sensational film and the most moving thing I've ever seen. So for people who haven't seen this, could you tell us about how this charity works?
Wow, well, what a start. Thank you, Gabby. It's very simple. The idea is, for people to be able to give balls to kids out in Africa. It's really simple. You can kind of go online, give a tenner, we'll basically turn it into a football, and then go and personally hand deliver it on your behalf, to some of the kids in some of the poorest parts of Africa. Why
footballs, and why not sort of clothing or pens and paper or medicine or any of those things?
Well, it's good, but I mean, it's not, what we're not saying is kind of exclusively it's all about football and that football can solve the world's problems. But what football does do, and all sports, so whether it's football or netball, is that it can kind of help put smiles on kids' faces. And, as far as we're concerned, that's a kind of really important thing to do, and it takes governments to sort out the big issues. It takes big philanthropists and big NGOs to sort out other things, and then it takes people who just kind of like things like football to do their bit. And so anything we can do really to help put some smiles on kids' faces, that's what it's all about.
And did you consider getting used footballs, second-hand footballs? I've got 2 or 3 knocking about in the back garden that the children very rarely use. Would that be a possibility?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's, without getting into the kind of technical details of how complicated African customs officials, etc., can be, it's sometimes easier to kind of get them at source. I mean, often we get the balls made out in Africa. So there's a charity that we work with called Alive and Kicking out there, who actually make footballs as well. So wherever we can make a partnership, we will. But otherwise, sometimes it's easier if they're coming straight from the UK. To get new balls. There's also something you remember that feeling when you're given a brand new ball, and there's something magical and lovely and beautiful and about that, and we all remember it as a kid. And well, it's no different out there. So to have a ball that is kind of new. The other thing is that you need ones that are right for the conditions out there, because obviously you hit an African thorn and it's all over. So to get good kind of tough wearing balls, is important. But we'll take anything. I mean, it's the whole spirit of it is to go out there and do what we can.
And what do you want for the public? People listening, if they want to help, how can they help, Paul?
Well, really, really simple things to do would be, what better way to start, this World Cup week, Monday morning, put a smile on a kid's face, go online, go to the Great Football Giveaway site, Google us, Facebook us anyway, and donate a ball. It's really as simple as that.
And Paul, will the documentary be shown on? Is it going to be on TV?
Well, it may. It seems quite extraordinary because it was shown to. There were 2 films that were shown to the England football team as they flew out to South Africa. One was about Brian Clough, and then the other was our little film, which we couldn't believe. But as of yet, we've done something with Channel 4 in the past, but we're kind of really hoping that it is going to be shown on TV, in the UK as soon as possible. I mean, we've got some great guys at RDF who are kind of fighting our corner, but it's being shown all around the world at the moment. And basically, we've had someone who's come along and said, look, we've seen it, we love it, and we'll print a whole load of copies. So if anyone wants a copy of it, just get in touch with us and send you a copy. So.
It should be shown on television because it's incredible, and the kids' faces when they receive these footballs is, as I said, very moving, but it's an incredible thing you do. So, and I know, Paul, you completely changed your life, because I think, were you in advertising or something before?
Yeah, no, kind of stopped all of that to come down and do this. And I mean, it's all, we don't have any sort of, people on salaries or rented offices or anything like that. But it's all done in our free time. So really kind of any support we can get and things.
So it's called the Great Football Giveaway. You can go online and Facebook and everything. And Paul, wish you the very, very best of luck with your next trip out to Africa.
That's brilliant, Gabby. We're off to Tanzania in the summer, and we've we're about kind of halfway there on collecting balls. So
How many balls are you going to be able to take to
Well, we're going to try and take over 6,000 this time.
That's a lot of smiles.
Yeah. so yeah, it's a lot of smiles. So yeah, and anyone's name can be on each ball. So.
And who do you fancy for the World Cup, Paul?
Oh, Spain. I'm half Spanish. As much as I kind of love England, Spain all the way.
Well, that's the team we've drawn. The breakfast team here are behind Spain. So fingers crossed for us. Thank you very much there,
Thanks,
Paul. What a great story. Paul Clarke there, one of the people behind the Great Football Giveaway, set up with him and his wife Sarah. If you want to help, as Gaby said, hit their website or go onto Facebook.
And I just hope they get a chance for that documentary to be shown. I think sometimes when you see things and some of the stuff that goes out on television, and we're all quite, outspoken these days about some things we see, but when it's a programme like that and the smiles on these kids' faces, absolutely incredible. Now, we're talking about cycling to school.
Yes,